terrorists. Hi. How's it going? Great weather today, huh? What a bitch of a summer that was, am I right? Let me introduce myself. I am a Muslim. My last name is Islam, and Islam means peace. But you are not. You are not a Muslim. Sometimes I wonder what you really are. The scar running through reconciliation? Are you the screams of the lives you've torn down? The town boogeyman, who doesn't really exist, but the mere idea of his presence darkens the streets? Are you the agony of a sister who lost another brother fighting one of your wars? Or are you a swarm of bees blinding our vision, a crack in the lens and a flawed intuition, an illusion providing refuge for the twisted, the misleading of a magician without any of the magic, a mistake that is just plain tragic? I don't know. I don't know what you are. But from every breath I draw and the education I got, I know what you are not. You are not a Muslim. You are not a Muslim. You've sparked gloom in my road, inspired cold bigotry against 2 billion, emptied my schools and filled the cemeteries with my children. You've stolen memories as if they were just useless accessories that came with a dead body. You've snatched futures from the living and made the present a longing for the past. You've taken fathers from daughters, and daughters from fathers. Mr. Ali was my neighbor. Every night, I'd hear him check and clear the usual monster hiding spots so that little Mariam could get a good night's sleep. Often, he'd find a troll under the bed or a spooky skeleton in the closet, which he would then kick out of the room, brush the dust off of his hands. None of it was real. It was all just pretend. In the end, he'd spend a moment in silent prayer, rest the palm of his hand on little Mariam's forehead, and say, "My princess is finally safe." Next morning, you found her school. Now every night, I see those same hands resting on a cache of dead petals, beneath which Mariam lay silently in her coffin. Often I find him screaming like a madman, but sometimes he's silent, sitting by the tiny grave, trying not to cave in. His nights are now a war zone, prone to demons constantly trying to own his conscience. Terror so far beyond grotesque, he would have amputated his own sanity just to make it stop. You have taken his princess. You've plucked souls from the living as if you were just picking apples on a warm summer day, leaving behind an array of dead men with their hearts still beating. You've knit hate with fear, making a scarf not meant to fight the cold, but to hold as a gag against liberty and everything else I hold dear. You paint with blood as if history was your canvas. You put a child in shock. Can you even begin to comprehend the severity of that statement? You put a child in shock. He should be screaming because he's bleeding from 7 different cuts, running around in a panic because his home is now rubble. He should be wailing in agony because his family was brutalized in front of his eyes, their bodies scattered in pieces he could not even recognize. He should be crying in desperation because everything he ever knew no longer exists. But he doesn't. He stands there quietly, rubbing at his forehead, trying to stop the blood from encrusting on his eyelids. You put a child in shock. So no, you are not a Muslim. You are not my brothers. You are not my sisters. And yet, I forgive you. Because I am the rose resting in the muzzle of your gun. Because I am Muslim. My last name is Islam, and Islam means peace.